So in today's video we're going to be talking about osmosis governance, what that means in particular to a user, how to participate, how to vote on things, and generally just to see what's going on the network. So without further ado, I'll kick you into the financial disclaimer, and after that we will get started. First of all, it needs to be stated that anything discussed on Let's Talk Cosmos should not be construed as financial advice. All information should be treated as educational and entertainment purposes only. Cryptocurrencies are incredibly volatile. Any investments in this space should be discussed with a qualified financial advisor. Please be safe, please do your research, and as stated before, only ever risk what you're able to afford. So now that message is out of the way, let's jump into the DEX. So if we enter the lab, I have to type my password in. So once you're in the lab, you will see the option to vote. So if we click on the vote, it's going to take you to an external website, particularly the Kepler.app website. And it's going to open up the governance tab under the Osmosis token. So because this is being handled inside Kepler, this is a more generic Kepler governance how-to, really, more than an osmosis. But at the same time, anything you can do and see within the governance tab of osmosis is just as applicable to the governance tabs under all the other sort of networks. So we're only going to be focusing on the osmosis thing, what it means, what this interface sort of allows you to do, what it allows you to see, what it allows you to participate in, and from that we will vote on a proposal, seeing as there's one open. So, in this instance, once you're in the governance tab, you see you see two tabs, one that says active, one that says pending. The pending, as clearly stated, are things that are coming up in the near future. It is just waiting on the deposit periods to happen. And any active ones, as you can see, we've got one proposal 146, signaling proposal to match external incentives for the pairing XKI to Osmo and XKI to USD pools. So if we click on the details of this, you're going to get a bit more of a breakdown. You're going to see what the current turnout is, you're going to see what the current sort of voting structure is, how much Osmo's been placed as part of this proposal. It's going to give you a description on what each of the votes mean. So as you can see here, by voting yes on this proposal, Osmo stakers signal their support for including XKI Osmo Pool 577, and this pool, I'm not going to go into the detail there, of Pool 578, in the set of assets that has external incentives matched. That's a lot to take in. As I say, there's a lot of detail going on in this, but typically when you see these, it is talking about trying to introduce external incentives into the pool process. That is just this type of governance proposal. There's a lot of other things that happen, as you can see. We've got one here which is to do with Osmosis Support Lab second funding round. If we jump into that, it just gives you a bit more detail on a funding round that they've done, and it allowed the network to essentially decide what was going to happen. You can see here, signal proposal got rejected, with an abstained vote of 72%. And likewise, you can go the whole way down and see sort of all the proposals that have ever happened. So, if you feel inclined to vote, how do we do that? So, as you can see here, there's a small button to vote. Click on that, and it will give us a bunch of options. So, because I've read this before, and I want to say yes to this, I'm going to click the yes. Again, works the same way with all the other ones. And then we will click confirm. Very similar to how everything else goes, we get the Kepler sort of prompt, give it an approval, and I need to unlock my wallet again. Mess that up. And that's me in, so give this an approval. Sign the transaction, and away it goes. So you're going to see this spin for a second, and once it is included in a block, it will now say that you have voted whatever you voted on this proposal. So it's a fairly straightforward and short video, this, as I said. There's not too much to this. What I would suggest doing is having a look at how proposals can potentially impact airdrops. I'm going to be making a video on this in the future. It's something to be generally, I'd say, open to, is voting in these sort of things. As I say, the participation is generally rewarded in the Cosmos ecosystem, which is quite nice. But yeah, on that note, that is the end of the video. As always, this is a video series, so if you like the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button so you don't miss another video. And until next time, thanks for listening.